Today I'm in the kitchen making chicken paprikash with Spaetzle. This Hungarian chicken stew is rich, creamy, and full of flavor. Thanks to the low and slow cooking of the chicken, the generous helping of paprika, and the rich sour cream swirled in at the end. And don't forget the side. Spaetzle is a rustic noodle-type dumpling that pairs perfectly with this Hungarian comfort food. I'm Rebecca and welcome to the kitchen. This is how I make chicken paprikash. To get started, I need to finely chop half an onion. I like to make some horizontal and vertical slices throughout the onion first while it's still held together. This helps to make quick work of finely chopping my onion. I'm going to add it to my large pan over medium heat that already has a 1/4 cup of butter melted and hot inside. Stir and cook down the onion until it's soft and translucent. It doesn't need to be fully browned yet because we're going to cook it along with the chicken. And now I'm adding 2 to 3 chicken breasts that I've already chopped into smaller chunks. You can really use any chicken meat for this recipe. Chicken thighs would also be a great choice. I'm just using breast meat today because that's what my family prefers and what I have on hand. Season everything with salt and pepper. I'm using about 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Make sure to stir and turn the chicken over to get some color on all the sides of the meat. After the chicken and onions are browned, I'm going to deglaze the pan with about 1/2 cup of white wine. Deglazing the pan happens when you scrape up all the cooked bits that are sticking to the bottom of the pan. These little bits add a lot of caramelized flavor to the dish. I'm going to remove it from the heat before adding in the paprika. Paprika is pretty delicate and turns bitter if it's fried on a high heat. The best paprika for this dish, of course, would be Hungarian paprika. However, any sweet paprika will be great. Stir in 1½ cups of water and return the skillet to the heat. Reduce it down to a low simmer, cover and let it cook and bubble away for an hour. While I'm waiting for the chicken to cook, I can get my Spaetzle ready. If you want to skip this part, you can pair your chicken paprikash with store-bought noodles, rice, or even potatoes. But if you're up for the challenge, the little rustic noodle dumplings are worth it. In a large bowl, add 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 3 eggs, and 1 cup of water. Stir this until you have a smooth batter. I'm going to let the batter rest while I get a big pot of water boiling. I used about 6 cups of water in a large pot to cook the pasta. Add salt to the water just as you would when you're cooking regular pasta, about 1 teaspoon. There are specific Spaetzle makers, but since I don't make this dish often enough to warrant having one, I'm going to be using a large hold cheese grater, which works just as well. As I'm holding the cheese grater over the boiling water, I'm going to spoon some of the batter into the grater and with a spatula mix it around and push it through the holes. The batter is going to drip through in long globs and start cooking as soon as it hits the water. Once you see the noodles float back up to the surface, you know they're cooked through. You can scoop them out with a slotted spoon or strainer and then continue on in batches until all of the batter is used up. Toss a bit of butter into the bowl with the cooked noodles to make sure they don't stick together. To finish off the chicken, we're going to turn the broth into a rich, creamy sauce by adding full-fat sour cream. To do this, I'm first going to temper 1 cup of sour cream with about 1/2 cup of broth. This will gradually heat up the cream so it won't split when you pour it into the hot liquid. Stir it together and then pour this creamy mixture back into the pan. Swirl and stir everything around. Now I can serve my cozy comfort food with a generous helping of homemade Spaetzle, noodles, rice, or potatoes. Enjoy!